Hello, this is Michelle Miller, and I am the instructor for Global Ecology and Conservation Biology, Biology 124. And I'm going to give you a brief overview of the course today and how to navigate the course in your Canvas shell. So if you look at this, this page, you'll notice that I am on the home page, and that is where I would recommend that you navigate from. So rather than just simply going to the assignments directly, I would recommend doing the home page because it is going to give you all of the assignments that are due and everything that you need to do for a given week. At the top of this page, we have the general information. So I would recommend starting here, and you can read the syllabus. The syllabus has some general information, including the textbook. The textbook is an online textbook only, and the cost is $59. That might be $95, and it can be acquired directly through the Trinity website. And so you can click on here, and it will take you to the textbook. So this is what the textbook should look like. Yes, and it's $59.95. And this is actually a really good textbook that is updated with current events, and it also has lots of videos and other things embedded into the online version of it. So it is very interactive, and I think it's well worth the price. If you look and you navigate down through the syllabus, you'll see the outcomes. You'll also see how to do well in this course. So the most important thing is to be aware that there are specific due dates for the assignments. And so it is not possible to wait until the middle of the quarter to begin this course. My late work policy is that for every day that an assignment is due, there is a 10% reduction. So if it's a 10-point quiz, for example, it will be 1 point for every day that it is late. You'll also notice that there are other assignments here. There's also labs. The online lab component is a separate website that you have to register with. However, your lab fees paid for the subscription, so you should not have to buy the labs. And the SymBio labs are very interactive and I think are rather fun, because you can manipulate the variables in the labs, and then you collect data, and then you can draw some conclusions from that particular data. So they're very interactive labs. The midterm and the final exams are closed book and closed notes and closed web. So you shouldn't be browsing the internet to help you answer the questions. They are some multiple choice questions as well as short essay questions. The questions are given to you each week, and then I pull from those questions that you have already seen for the essay questions. So because these are closed book, you need to have a proctor. Probably the easiest way to do this is to plan on coming to a BMCC center to do the test. However, if you live far away and are not close to a BMCC center, other colleges oftentimes will allow you to come in, and for a fee, they will proctor your exam. Otherwise, you can get in touch with the distance education department and get a proctor form, fill that proctor form out, and so maybe a high school teacher can do the proctoring. I believe even an employer can do the proctoring for you. So you probably want to figure out how you're going to take those exams as soon as possible. Okay, so if we go back to the home and you scroll down, so week 1 is Environment and Society. That's the title of the topic, and that is chapter 1 in your book. And so my dates go from the Monday to the Sunday at midnight. So everything is due generally Sunday at midnight. And so you'll notice here that for each chapter, I have the important concepts. And so this is something that you should be writing down. So ecology, and then to give a definition, and in some cases, an example. So if we're talking about a negative feedback mechanism right here, then you would want to define that, but then also be able to give an example of that for answering the questions on the midterm and the final exams. If you look also, we have videos. And so I have pre-recorded videos, and these are lecture videos that are posted to YouTube. So what I would recommend is that you watch the videos, which they can be kind of lengthy. This one's over an hour, and take notes, and that will help you navigate the information that I believe is important in each of the chapters. So the other thing that we're going to be doing is looking at a research topic. And so you'll notice on the second week of classes, and again, the chapters are listed here. So we do not necessarily we don't go in numerical order. So chapters 2 and 5 are going to be on the quiz, and that is what the video is over. You'll notice that there are study questions for each of the chapters. And so I would recommend writing these study questions down and then answering them so that you can use them to study for the midterm and the final exams. If you look at the second week, we have answer a study question. So this is an assignment where you take one of those questions from the first 2 weeks and you answer it using your own words. And I will respond telling you whether or not you are on the right track for getting the full points on that question or not. The other thing we're going to be doing is writing a research paper. And so the second week, we're going to start talking about research topics. And this one didn't come out because it's locked at the moment. But the research paper is going to be done kind of in parts, where you're going to give me a list of topics that you might be interested in, and then I will give you feedback on those topics. And then you're going to pick one, and you're going to say that this is the one I'm interested in, and then you're going to write just a paragraph summary of what it is that the paper is going to be about. And then finally, you're going to give me a draft of your research paper and then a final research paper. And during those processes, I will give you feedback and help you along in that whole process. These are not lengthy research papers. So the research papers are generally 4 or 5 pages in length, but they do require some research, in meaning that you need to possibly use the library, their databases, to access online materials, peer-reviewed articles, and I'll talk more about that as we go through the quarter. So the other thing are the Simutext labs. And so if you come up to the very top of the pages, it says here, this is where your Simutext registration is. And so they ask you to do a check of your tech, which just means that we want to make sure that the Simutext application can run on your computer. And then we're not doing a voucher from the bookstore because we're paying for this up front. And so you need to download some installers. And then you might need this access key, which I think you do need this access key to get into the course. And so you want to make sure that you can use this Simutext, which is the lab portion of the class, relatively early in the quarter. You do not want to wait till like the second or the third week to check it out. So I recommend trying to access it soon rather than later. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all the information that you need. So you'll notice here that each week we have different chapters, we have different topics, and there are different assignments due. So your final research paper is due June 11th, but you'll have a draft version that is due earlier than that, draft research paper, which is due May 20th. Okay, so I would encourage you to get in touch with me at my email. That's probably the best way. You could also email me directly through the Canvas, or you can email me at mmiller@bluecc.edu. You can also call my office phone. And let me know if you have any additional questions. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.